Hello and welcome to Oak&IV Skyrim. Right now we're in the School of Spellcasting. Our protagonist, Grebo is a refugee from Cyrodiil. He was kicked out of the College of Whispers after, well, stealing pretty much everything that wasn't nailed down. He ended up in Skyrim hoping to come here to Icicle Valley to join this magnificent school. There was a little incident where the Imperials captured him and sentenced him to be executed for the crimes that he absolutely did commit. So here's the deal. In order to join the School of Spellcasting, he's going to have to do two things. First, Grebo is going to have to help repair this teleporter. Second, he's going to have to find a missing mage, a mage who fled after having stolen a number of valuable spellbooks. Sound familiar? See, here's the thing. When you're a first-level character, what do? You rob the guild blind. So, Grebo probably has a certain amount of understanding of this first-level mage who robbed the guild blind, because that's what you do with your first-level character. You need the stuff. On the other hand, well, it's perfectly reasonable that other people don't quite see that the same way. Now, Grebo could rob this place blind. There's all kinds of awesome stuff, and he has been left alone after lights out. On the other hand, he really would like to join this place. And if a bunch of stuff goes missing, well, it's not like they're not going to know who to blame. What to do? For now, Grebo is going to play it safe. He is not going to rob this place blind. He is instead going to try to do what he has been asked to do. He is going to seek the missing mage.
Have you ever thought that our lives are just one big game? Like, someone is sitting there playing with us, like some adult plaything? And no, I don't mean that kind of adult. It makes you think, though.
Like genitals to the gods are we, they toy with us for their sport. Oh, morning meditation practice. Until we are a member of the School of Spellcasting, we probably can't join in on this. But here's a chance to see some of the characters. As you might remember, Galahad, from Colorful Magic, the Nordiest of Nords, the mightiest of heroes. Sofia, the funny, fully voiced follower. Urbane. Chithonia. Estrofolia. The headmistress of the school. Her husband, Master Duel, restoration trainer. Iji. Lavosin. And I'm getting the hairy eyeball, so maybe it's time for me to quit this place, at least for a while. I'll see you on the other side of this door. I love the views of Icicle Valley, I just do. Over there you will see the the palace of the Lord of Icicle Valley, or the castle of the Lord. There's the Guardian's Hall. Snowberries. Now we need a little bit of light, so let's take care of that. There we go, that's better. Storehouse. Public market won't be open yet.
You must be one of those wizards from the college in Winterhold.
Alright, this is Grimy Utilities, and we are using it to mark a guard for later. Now let me explain a little bit about Grimy Utilities.
I think I need to go to bed after all this walking. Care to join me? Oh, no, I didn't mean, I meant separate.
Such a tease, Sofia
I
is.
think I should just stop talking.
So, Grimy Utilities lets you, among other things, and many, many other things, mark objects and actors so that you can remotely activate them or teleport them to you. Now you can make a very legitimate case that it's cheating a bit. There you are, you bastard. I can't get to it. You can make a legitimate case that it's cheating a bit to teleport guards to you. But it has always driven me insane that guards do not do their damn job. You cannot call a guard and tell him things are going badly. You cannot call a guard and say, "Help! I need help!" But if you mark the guard, then later on, when you're in trouble, and you're a
Heard there
low-level
were
character,
wolves on the road up north.
you can teleport that guard to you. And the guard is going to have to deal with the problem. It works on any NPC. You saw me use it on Galahad a few minutes ago. And my reasoning for using it on Galahad is that Galahad has no unique teleport spell of his own. He tends to get lost, as many NPCs do.
And what might you need,
I need you, baby. I need you.
Need something?
Now, why are we marking these guards? We are marking these guards, among other reasons, because we're likely to run into trouble as we search for this missing mage. And I am a lowly first-level character who will be slaughtered like the little child that I am. But big, burly, threatening guardians, they can help. They can help. See you on the other side of this door.
Out of all the Daedric princes, Sanguine is the only one I would actually consider worshipping. He really understands how to have a good time and knows the importance of alcohol. I quite like Sheogorath too.
Once again, we are using Grimy Utilities.
Yes.
enemy utilities. Gotta remember that. All along the watchtower. Alright, let's check our journal. I met a mage named Chithonia. She is having trouble concentrating on her teleporter project because her friend Edwina is missing. During their last meeting, they ran into some trouble down past the watchtower. A number of spell tomes are also missing, which may or may not be connected to Edwina. On my way into town, I passed 2 shacks. Maybe the residents know something. Alright. Well, to me that sounds like we're being steered to check the shacks. Let's not steal the horse.
Need something?
Sorry, Guardian. But, yeah. I do in fact need one more Guardian.
Need something?
Alright. We now have enough Guardians that if we get into serious trouble, even very serious trouble, we should be fine. Alright. Now, these are the 2 shacks that I passed on my way into town. And there's a fight going on down at that one. Wow. That looks quite serious. I see lots of creatures. Cow. Tigers. Basically, there are some angry animals around here.
Na 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 na.
Good work. A jaggy. Spotted hyena. And another jaggy. Well, some of these animals are from Animalica. Others appear to be from the Skyrim monster mod. Plus, we have a couple of either bandits or vigilant Sustendar. Let's give them a respectful burial. Ooh, I don't have the spells to give them a respectful burial, but let's just respectfully not stare at them. And we have Old Cronin, who is apparently dead as a doornail. Well, then he's certainly not going to object to us looking around his house. Let's see what's going on down here.
What was
Oh
that?
boy. Oh boy. Guardian. Guardian.
Never should have come here.
Guardian.
You've already find whoever did this.
You
Another
think you
fault
stand a
of the time.
chance?
You should never fight a woman. They always fight dirty. Oh, I love a challenge. Take me? Guess you'll have to do that.
Sneaking is overrated, eh?
Well now.
Have you ever tried living in a cave? I have. It's not the most comfortable way of living, but you won't find anywhere more private. Well, except the house, of course. And unlike tents, you can give it a few homely touches.
Well, that was an appropriate observation from Sofia on the end of our little battle. So, down here in Cronid's cellar, we find that Cronid was harboring a number of raiders. Unfortunately, finding that out got a couple of Icicle Valley guardians killed. But, hey, you know, they knew it was a dangerous job when they took it. Galahad, back off. Dead mage cleanup. Why is that corpse still here? I'm not about to go looking for a new place that doesn't stink like dead mage, so get rid of her now. You skeevers would be looking for a new gang if you hadn't found this book in her satchel. A guy I know is coming to buy it for big coin soon. His name's Habeas, so get a name before you start killing anybody who comes down the hatch. Alright, those guys did not ask my name before trying to kill me. That was very unprofessional of them.
You're trying to upstage me.
The rich one lives up top, just through the gate. Pick the lock, loot the place, kill anyone inside. It's a simple plan.
Aren't you? Well, I'm sorry to tell you, but I've had years of practice.
Alrighty then. So let's look around and see what we have here. Well, I do believe this is the dead mage. Trying to look at her politely. Yeah. The fate cards come from Legacy of the Dragonborn. The Staff of the Healing Hand. Well, I see no special notes around here to explain what was happening. Let's get some more light. There's a bedroll if we'd like a nap. You made a poor choice of profession. Barrow's invisibility tome. Response to Barrow's speech. Good book. Alright. As I've mentioned earlier, I'm trying not to loot too much on screen here. But I just can't help it. I see the loot, I take the loot. Okay, we're going to use the loot magnet spell to mass loot bodies, but I'm going to try to do that in such a way that doesn't show off too many naked dead Nords on the screen at once. For those of us with a delicate disposition. Well, Edwina does have something on her. Unsent letter. Let's read the unsent letter. Chithonia, you've been a good friend for a long time, and so I feel I owe you an explanation. The school is fine and all that, but I just don't have the interest in magic that everybody expected me to have. I want a big house overlooking the sea, beautiful clothes, jewels and all that. A chance to make big coin came up, and though it may not be nice, going to take it. I hope someday you can forgive me for not saying goodbye. Anyway, good luck with your future, Edwina. Well, unfortunately, Edwina has learned that crime does not pay, unless you're heavily armed and quite violent, or well-organized and have a lot of friends, in which case crime pays pretty well. At least according to Grebo, who, thanks to his large friends, is doing pretty well as a murderer now. Though technically I didn't murder anybody. I just called the guards and looted the bodies, right? Right. Don't tell anyone. Well, I could go back to the School of Spellcasting now and complete this quest. But what Grebo really wants to do is he really wants to get all the way back to Riften. He wants to finish the Repair the Teleporter quest. And that will earn his membership in the school, so... Loot magnet to make sure that all the bodies are looted.
Oh, I hope that wasn't valuable. Actually, what do I care?
Alright, I'm sure I've got all the loot in this cave that can be gotten by a loot magnet spell or by easy quick looting. There might be hidden stuff that I haven't seen. I'll see you on the other side of that trapdoor. Alright, well, Kronit's hut is now, sadly, unoccupied. Old Kronid is gone. On the other hand, Old Kronid was harboring an entire colony of bandits in his cellar, so who cares? Screw that guy. And we are going to go repair our teleporter. Hello, cow. There is another shack up there that we really should investigate, but we'll get to it later. I do love the Riften area. Riften is probably, well, the Reach. Is Riften the Reach? No, Riften is not the Reach. The Riften area is probably my favorite part of Skyrim visually.
Don't think I don't see you eyeing me up and down. I'm not just eye candy, you know. I do have other uses. And if you're thinking what I think you are thinking, then think again. I do like to be admired, though, I must admit.
You are a flirt. No doubt about it. And Galahad, you are always like 2 inches away from me. It's bloody annoying. On the other hand, you're also insanely physically powerful, so yeah, oh dear. Oh well.
Look out!
See, Galahad might be annoying, but then he goes and does something like that. Only a bobcat, but still. Comfy, are we? There you are. Hello, Sarah. A man named Chithonia asked me to give you this. Give. Pip pip.
Alright. Not like I'm better to do drive around the world doing her chores. I'll get paid for it.
Life is difficult for all of us, sir. All right. Well, that was pretty simple. We have successfully dropped off that note. But, tell you what. Oh, crappity, crappity, crappity. Crappity, crappity, crappity.
I'm getting out of here.
I almost feel sorry for you thinking...
Help!
That is a full-fledged tiger.
We make quite a team, eh?
Well, yes, you and Sofia make quite the team.
Don't forget us.
Multiple tigers. Well, I do know that it's quite cowardly of my character, of Griboag, to hang back while things are dealt with by his
Carriages to all the cities in Skyrim. Don't forget us.
beautiful companion and his big tough pal. But I will
That
point
seems
out...
to be very popular, don't you think? It's all people ever seem to eat.
Yes, I will point out that bread seems to be very popular, but I will also point out that as a cowardly illusionist, I'm getting through all of these adventures at a really low level, whereas in an unleveled world. Whereas as a more heroic character, Grebo would be dead by now. And as a quick note, I will post in the links below the mods I use to keep my games unleveled under Show More. But now Grebo is going to have to talk his way into Riften.
Hold there. Before I let you into Riften, you need to pay the visitor's tax.
And what's the tax for?
For the privilege of entering the city. What does it matter?
This is obviously a shakedown.
All right, keep your voice down. You want everyone to hear you? I'll let you in. Just let me unlock the gate.
The Riften guards are corrupt, but they're not really committed to their corruption.
The gate's unlocked. You can head inside when you're ready.
Carriages to all the cities in Skyrim. Don't forget us.
Your evil lacks commitment. Shun would be displeased. He said in an accent that's probably racist. Sorry. Alright. And I love Chun too. I have nothing but admiration for that character. But I'm still going to take a little look around Riften. Maybe settle down in the pub for a bit. See you on the other side of this door. Alrighty then. Beautiful Riften.
I had another run-in with the Thieves' Guild.
Be careful, Mule. The Thieves' Guild has Maven Blackbriar at its back. One snap of her fingers and you could end up in Riften jail. Or worse.
They represent the reason I'm here. I can't just ignore them, Eren.
I know. I just don't want you to leave. You're the only good thing that's happened to this city in a long time.
You're a stranger here too, huh?
I've never seen Mule this upset about anything.
Visitors like us are rare in this part of Skyrim.
Galahad, move. Alrighty then. Alright, this first line is added by Amorous Adventures. Pleased to meet such a beautiful and strong warrior as yourself. My name's Griboag, and I hit on strange women. That was an attempt to be Johnny Bravo. I'm not really good at Johnny Bravo, but Johnny Bravo is the natural voice of the Amorous Adventures mod. We're going to do the rest of her dialogue first, before we do the Amorous Adventures dialogue. Because I think it's important to remember her personality, which Amorous Adventures only adds to, but, you know, it is important to know the
To
full
call it a
range of her.
guild is ridiculous. How can people who would betray one another over a gold coin be considered part of an association? They're the worst kind. Even the Dark Brotherhood abides by a strict set of rules and tradition. These thieves are just rabble. What do you think?
I agree completely. Thieves are terrible people. And also, Galahad is a terrible person. I'm also a terrible person, but mainly thieves. Don't like him, despite having been convicted for thievery, which I did commit.
You know, I'm beginning to respect you. Other than Eren, you seem to be the only other person I've met I might be able to trust. Since we share the same opinion of them, let me warn you that they're recruiting others to join their guild, and you should be cautious.
I am an evil illusionist, or at least I am an amoral illusionist. You probably shouldn't trust me. Tell me about the Blackbriar family.
Maven Blackbriar, the matriarch of the family, represents everything that's wrong with this city. She's bribed countless officials, has friends back in the Imperial City, and freely associates with the Thieves' Guild. I've tried everything I can to protect Riften's citizens from her family, but to no avail.
Galahad is parading around. He does not like, apparently, the idea of anyone but him getting attention from the ladies. Oh, God. Who else is in the family?
Well, there is Ingun Blackbriar, Maven's daughter. Strange girl. She likes to spend time down in
Dude.
Elgrim's elixirs working on her alchemy. Then you have Hemming, Maven's son. Spoiled brat and heir to her empire. He follows her word like a loyal dog follows its master. And finally, Sibi, the worst of all of them. He's in Riften jail for murder.
Alright, this is ridiculous.
Safe. You must be one of those wizards from the college in Winterhold.
Technically, I'm from the School of Spellcasting. And before that, Cyrodiil. You're not from Riften.
I've been adventuring across Tamriel since I was a fresh-faced young woman barely able to swing a blade. My travels have taken me from High Rock to Valenwood, Elsewhere to Morrowind, and all points in between.
Why are you here, then?
Many years ago I lost my blade, Grimsever, within a Dwemer ruin. I took it as a sign that I was wasting my days in search of wealth. You and I are alike. We seek challenge and great fortune. But for me, that's where the similarities end. You see, Riften is my great beast to be slain, and my fortune comes from gratitude and trust.
Yes, you're making a lot of assumptions, but that's okay. I actually really like Mjol. She is one of the few unequivocally good people that you meet in Skyrim. She's one of the best, if not the best, vanilla companions at least before Dawnguard came out and gave us Serena. You're Riften's protector.
It's been difficult. I've taken the burdens of this city's problems upon myself, and I keep running into impossible obstacles. Corruption, lies, and deceit are the order of the day here. If it wasn't for Eren, the young man who saved my life, I think I'd already have given up long ago.
And how did Eren save your life?
It was Eren who found me dying outside of a Dwemer ruin. If he hadn't brought me here and nursed me back to health, I would have died. When my strength returned and he told me about the problems plaguing Riften, I decided fate brought me here for a reason. So I stayed.
Pleased to meet such a beautiful and strong warrior as yourself, he said, slightly cheesily, but, you know, you gotta take your shot.
You're too kind. Thank you.
All right. Milady Maul, is your ferocity in battle as great as your incredible beauty? And when I say beauty, well, let's just leave it there, shall we?
You look strong.
Who are you?
Bad idea.
Ah! It burns!
Please. No more. Why me?
That's it. Don't say I didn't warn you. Don't get any bright ideas. Mjolnir's mine.
You are a complete and total little toad of a man, aren't you? I wasn't aware of that, Toad Boy.
Ah, excellent. We'll just call this a misunderstanding between friends. I've already forgotten it myself. But you just watch yourself. Next time I might not be so lenient.
I've just killed... Well, no, technically my friends have just killed about a half-dozen people, plus various monsters. Well, animals. What's making me not kill you? And of course the answer is those guards over there. What's wrong with her?
It doesn't matter. It's also none of your concern. If it's a lady you're looking for, you best look elsewhere.
I see.
Keep an eye out for a good cow to suit your needs. You might try
Wow.
Sapphire. Don't start any trouble, and I think we'll get along just fine.
You are a scuzzbag. Scuzzbag. Total scuzzbag. He's a scuzzbag, right? Said the illusionist who mind-controlled poor Galahad and dragged him halfway across Skyrim to be a human shield.
Thanks for the bushel of...
I don't know you. You and Riften looking for trouble?
Just passing through.
Yeah? Well, I got news for you. There's nothing to see here. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some stranger sticking their nose where it doesn't belong.
Who are the Blackbriars?
The Blackbriars have Riften in their pocket, and the Thieves Guild watching their back, so keep your nose out of their business. Me? I'm Maul. I watch the streets for 'em. If you need dirt on anything, I'm your guy. But it'll cost you.
Dirt, huh? I'm not exactly clean myself. In fact, I haven't bathed since I escaped from Helgen. Which is really true. My character's in desperate need of a bath.
Then you're stupider than you look. You better watch your ass around here.
Well, that went well. All right.
Vegetables as crisp as a winter's morning.
I'm really getting tired of your excuses. When you borrowed the money, you said you'd pay it back on time and for double the usual fee.
I know I did. But how was I to know the shipment would get robbed?
Next time, keep your plans quieter, and nothing would have happened to it.
What? Are you telling me you robbed it? Why? Why are you doing this to me?
Look, Shadra, last warning. Pay up or else. All I care about is the gold. Everything else is your problem.
Another
Well, aren't
fine
you the
morning.
handsome one?
What should we do today?
You and I should spend some
Maybe we
time
could-
together.
I don't know. Let's just go and kill something.
Is that an offer? Boy, I just flirt with absolutely everyone, don't I?
Maybe one day. Just not today. Let me guess. You have some business to discuss.
Yes, I had a run-in with Aaron. What can you tell me about him?
I don't much like him. Oh, wait. I don't feel right. It burns!
Well, that's established.
Well, this is a nice mess you've got me into.
Are you okay? That's exactly what I saw happen to another woman earlier, who was also quite attractive.
This is some dark magic. It has to be.
Dark magic? As an illusionist, I would know something about that. Wait a minute, you were about to tell me about Aaron.
Yes, and I know when one should speak, and when one should hold their tongue.
Sapphire, what's going on? Tell me.
No, and I'm not about to either. I value my life, you know. You may want to remember that for yourself. Now please, leave me alone.
Okay, talk to Maul about whatever is going on here.
Fresh meats and produce.
Well,
Get
he's
them
an
before they're
information
gone.
broker. But before we go to Maul...
What can I do for you?
Now, Courtney is one of many characters we're seeing wandering around Riften, who has been added by immersive
All
wenches.
meats guaranteed, clean and free. from
Excuse
rock-
me. Immersive Wenches is an insanely good mod. It adds a ton of NPCs. It is the base of the entire Wenches series of mods, which adds all kinds of powerful enemies to your game.
Vegetables as
Cannot
crisp
recommend
as a
it
winter's
highly enough.
morning.
What I'm doing now is I'm setting my character up so that he can get access to the bottle handler wench, who is an incredibly good summonable merchant. I heard there's some other drinks I can buy.
I understand.
Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you're carrying, eh, lad? Never done an honest day's work in your life for all that coin you're carrying, eh, lad?
I have no interest in
I can take a hint, lad. You want to make some coin? Come find me.
Now let's talk to Courtney for one more minute here. Excuse me.
Fresh meats and produce. Get
I
them
don't want you to
before they're
lose
gone.
those curves. Here, take this.
Thank you. Here, this is for you.
Now you can get, as I just did, a wench blessing
Genuine
from the
Falmer
wenches by
blood
giving them a
elixir for
tip.
sale.
Basically,
Live for thousands of
it's
years,
a
see
nice
into other
bonus to your
people's thoughts.
experience gained.
All
New in
meats
town, eh?
guaranteed,
Here
clean
for
and
the
free
fishing, I
from
guess.
rock joint.
Alright. Well, I'm supposed to speak with Mjall. Not Mjall. Who am I supposed to speak to? Journal. I attempted to ask Sapphire about Aaron. Sapphire has the same symptoms as Mjall. She cried out in pain. Besides mentioning dark sorcery, she would not talk. I'm going to need someone who knows the dirt in this town if I want to know more. That someone might be Maul. Alrighty then. I'm going to speak to Maul.
Trouble?
But before I speak to Maul, I'm going to do some buying and selling and
Learn a
trading.
library's worth of knowledge in moments,
So,
or grow back that missing
gonna-
limb with my genuine Falmer blood.
Okay.
Elixir.
So the first thing we're going to do
There's nothing like fishing on Lake
is-
Onric. You should try it sometime.
build up some money using the blacksmith forge. Then we're going to use the Okay. Then we're going to use the Strange Wench bottle to summon the Bottle Handler Wench, and the Bottle Handler Wench, in turn, is going to be our merchant.
Vegetables
So,
as crisp as a
let me
winter's
show you
morning.
how
If
that
you're
works.
hungry, Marie sells fresh fish, caught by yours truly.
Don't miss out. Purchase
Alrighty
a bottle
then.
of my
So now we're going to summon the Bottle Handler Wench, do a little bit more buying and selling. We have stocked up a bit.
Farmer blood elixir.
Bottle Handler
Only
Wench.
20 septums each.
Now she has the normal excuse me options that all of the wenches do. What have you got for sale?
Take a look.
Okay. Amulet of Zenithar is quite nice. It gives us a discount on anything further that we buy. Let's throw that on quickly.
It's vinegar. What do you need, handsome? Take a look.
Now normally I'm not going to show you a lot of crafting, buying and selling. I know how boring that can be to watch. At the same time though, I do want to show a little bit just to show what choices Grebo is making and why, and give you some ideas of what mods have to offer. Immersive Wench's Bottle Handler Wench is a merchant that you can summon inside of a dungeon, or indeed almost any place. Eventually, if you summon her too often, her stock becomes much more limited, but in my opinion, that doesn't make her any less useful. In fact, it just makes her, less of a cheat. And as to the whole argument about whether it's a cheat or not to have summonable merchants, in the game itself, summonable merchants do exist. In the vanilla game, you can get a summonable Dremora merchant. True, it's a major quest reward, but still, it's out there. And plus, eventually, if you've played the game 10 times, 100 times, 1,000 times, you're going to get really sick of hauling your loot around. It stops being fun and just starts being annoying. So I really don't mind summoning her as an option. So what we're going to do is we're going to dispose of all of our junk, basically. And after we dispose of all of our junk with her, we're going to buy some of the great selection of spells that she has. Her spell selection is semi-randomized, but usually she has all of the spells a vanilla spell vendor will have, plus things like Summon Bottle Handler Wench, so you don't need to chug a potion every time. She also carries, and this is insanely useful, combat wench bottles. These basically summon a fighting wench to defend you. The wenches are all recruitable followers, the ones that you meet wandering around the world. The temporary summoned wenches are very, very good fighters. They're not going to boost your conjuration skill. So, much like using Grimy utilities, you are giving away experience in exchange for surviving in a situation where you otherwise wouldn't. And there are times when suddenly getting a, defender or a berserker are more than worth the loss in experience. So again, I'm going to stop the tape here for a few minutes while I buy, sell, and trade, and when I'm done, we'll continue. Alright, we're trading.
Clean and free from rock joints.
We've picked up some incredible spells here. Most of them from Apocalypse Spells, which is a great spell package. Some of them from Mighty Magic Skyrim, also a great spell package. And finally, some of them from the Lost Grimoire. Apocalypse Spells and the Lost Grimoire work together pretty much perfectly, flawlessly. Mighty Magic Skyrim is kind of an old mod, but it brings some spells from previous games that I have not found added back in by any other mod. and I still consider it to be one of the best spell resources. The only thing I'd warn you about with Mighty Magic Skyrim is that it does make changes to perk trees. So if you've got a perk overhaul, I'm using Ordinator, make sure to load the perk overhaul after Mighty Magic Skyrim if you're going to use both. Alright, we're not going to learn the mass invisibility spell. We have agreed to bring this back as the price of our entry into the School of Spellcasting. That is a very pretty spellbook. We are going to learn the rest of it. Now I am starting to feel like a real mage. Alright, so we've loaded up on spells, and let me give you a quick look at what some of these can do. Okado's Recital and Powerwell. Now first, what does Powerwell do?
My husband
Powerwell
Bercy will be the death of me. He spends too much time worrying about Riften and not enough about himself.
Learn a library's worth of knowledge in moments, or throw back that missing limb with my genuine Balma blood elixir.
So, Okado's Recital. What Okado's Recital does is it stores the spell in your other hand and will fire it off at the beginning of combat. This is insanely useful, and I don't think of it as a cheat because, frankly, I always forget to use
Make love like a saber
my
cat,
buff
crush
spells.
your enemies to dust like a giant. Only a mere 20 gold coins and all this.
Powerwell increases your magicka, so by casting Powerwell with Okado's Recital, I've now stored a 55-point boost to magicka to go off at the beginning of combat. We're also going to store a 55-point boost
Could
to
be
health.
yours.
Yes? Did you want something?
Which is going to be an actual lifesaver. And finally, what else do we want going on immediately at the beginning of our combats? Well, Vigilance would give us a nice bonus against the attacks of Undead and Daedra. Divine Aegis, Life Bloom. Let's set it up so that... Oh, actually, let's show this off. Electrify means that weapon attacks, which we don't use, are going to do more damage during combat, but people who hit us will get shocked. That's quite useful. But I think what we really need right now is protection. So we are going to set this so that the last thing that goes off is going to be Divine Aegis. The first attacks that hit us, basically, are going to bounce off.
Damn it. All this walking is giving me a front wedgie. Oh, I said that out loud, didn't I?
You are a naughty, naughty woman. Sofia has her own romance and marriage track. It's a lot of fun. And hopefully in this playthrough you'll be
Balma blood elixir for sale. Live for thousands of years. See into other people's thoughts.
Alright. Finally, we're going to take the Stone Skin spell. And fast healing. We're going to go over to mod configuration. Smart cast spells. Now, Grimy Utilities has its own fast cast system for spells where you bind spells to hotkeys. It's actually really cool and does let you quickly zap out a half dozen spells when you need to. I prefer SmartCast. SmartCast puts a little bit more of a strain on the scripting, but I never remember in the middle of a fight to cast my buffs, whereas SmartCast takes care of it for me. So we're going to automatically cast Stone Skin at the start of every fight. And we're going to automatically cast Fast Healing in combat if our health goes under 80%. Basically, the first blow that hits us that does damage is going to trigger, hopefully, a fast healing spell. Now, the truth is, in Skyrim, and especially in a heavily modded game like this, scripts are going to take a little while to fire. But, with luck, this is going to keep us alive. Well, it's going to keep Grebo alive. You and I, we're going to die. Everyone dies. That's
Working
the
at the
truth
Riften
we
Fishery
must
is
live
tough, but it puts some coin in my pocket.
with. All right, I'll see you on the other side of this door.
Disrespect the law, and you disrespect me.
You are so lucky I'm no longer marking guards to be summoned later. Don't tempt me. Alright, here's Maul. Now, we are wearing the Amulet of Zenithar, which gives us a nice little boost to our speechcraft. Hopefully it'll be enough.
What?
Women crying out in pain. Aaron, creepy guys involved. What do you know?
Yeah, that jerk works for Maven Blackbriar now. Not my problem.
Aaron works for Maven Blackbriar. What is Aaron doing to these women?
That's her business, not mine. Probably not yours either. I tend to keep my patrons' privacy.
Maven could end up like Mjol and Sapphire.
You're serious, aren't you? To be honest, I doubt someone would be stupid enough to make an attempt on Maven.
What does Maven Blackbriar have Aaron doing to these women?
Well, it's kind of an understanding between us. Last thing the Blackbriars need is some stranger sticking their nose where it doesn't belong. Well, Maven tells him, just stay out of the Blackbriars' business, and maybe we'll give you a bone. Now, turns out he's hot as red mountain lava for this woman.
So I'm guessing he was hot for that Nord woman I saw him with, Mjol.
You're pretty smart. That woman's a hot-blooded warmonger. She wanted to know about the Thieves Guild, trying to meddle in their affairs.
I see. So Aaron put Mjol on a leash. How? Wow, that is terrible. One good person in Riften, and now she is under the control of the Blackbriars. And also how it often works out.
Something of a love potion, but she said it was a special kind.
What? Aaron is using a love potion? You must be joking. Also, I will point out he's using basically a torture potion or a brainwashing potion, not a love potion. That ain't love, baby. That ain't love.
No, this isn't just your run-of-the-mill love potion.
Yeah.
It'll hurt. Burn you worse than fire into submission.
That is a
They say
very
he's paying the
specific...
nest of those hag-raven things who practice the dark arts.
That is a very specific definition of love. And also, did a cow just swim by? We're gonna look for that in a minute. Why didn't Maven Blackbriar just kill Mjol?
She said they would be much easier to check with an alchemist. Said she saved us a lot of trouble. Points for creativity, if nothing else.
Quite right. Sapphire has been given this love potion too. Maybe others. Why? Fair question.
Don't know.
Good answer. You said Aaron was working with a hag-raven nest.
If you go in there, you don't come out. Ever. Tread lightly.
Okay. I am 100% sure I saw a cow swim by. Let's not worry about it. So now we'd go and talk...
No lollygagging.
You... Okay, that's it.
Yes, I'm listening.
Next time I need some help, it's gonna be you. And you. She got away.
How can I assist?
Go cast your... fancy.
You're telling me to go cast my fancy magic someplace else, eh? Well, I'll have you know that I'm a frickin' illusionist.
Magic someplace else.
And you're gonna be eaten by hag ravens. Or you're gonna save me from hag ravens. Either way, I'm good with it. Alright.
Let me guess. Someone stole your sweet roll?
You'll get it. So, journal. Find out what Mjall knows about Aaron and his love potion. Okay, so Mjall is the next person we speak with.
You know, sometimes I like to roleplay. No, not like that. I mean like pretending I'm a mud crab that goes around pinching people on the bottom. It's rather fun. You should try it. Role-playing, I mean.
Riften's under my protection. You watch yourself now.
And I'll see you on the other side of this door.
Well met, friend. How can I help you? I'm glad to assist you in any way I can.
What's going on
But I
around
need your
here?
help. We need your help. That's why I come here to talk to you.
I thought you were going to complain that that woman's dress texture is not loading correctly because I need to save and reload the game. However, let's stick with this. What's going on around here? What's going on around... What's going on around... Okay, yeah, forget it. So, what's going on around here?
Corruption, lies and deceit are the order of the day here.
Are you in a relationship with this Aaron fellow?
Wasn't by choice, I can tell you that.
Yeah. Where's Aaron now?
Probably in bed with another woman. Not me, this time. Thank the gods for that. Always makes my skin crawl when Aaron's standing over me. Don't like those eyes he's got. There's a bad hunger to them.
And how is he controlling you? Is it the drugs, the rugged good looks, being a homeowner?
Ugh, dark sorcery. Those foul hag ravens from Darklight Tower, southwest of the city. They brewed a truly vile poison there. It was Aaron who infected me with their blood poisoning.
A poison crafted by hag ravens. Who would know the antidote?
Well, there is Ingun Blackbriar. She's a little crazy, but if she knows anything, it's alchemy. She may be able to brew you something to help.
Okay. I'll ask her about it.
Are you offering to help?
I'm not keen on having all the local women enslaved by Aaron. Because, though I am an illusionist who enslaves innocent people, I am completely self-deceptive about how moral and ethical that makes me. In other words, I look down on Aaron while committing essentially the same crime, just in a slightly less grody way.
You'll have to deal with the hag ravens.
Make love like a saber cat, or crush your enemies to
I got Vault. Really? Really, Galahad? Yeah, I got that.
Your kindness warms my heart as sunlight warms the skin on a cold day.
Well, I'm in there. So, How did you end up with this nutcase Aaron, anyway?
Erin saved my life, brought me here, and nursed me back to health. It was nice to finally meet someone I might be able to trust. It's all lies. Fooling me into submission, both in mind and body. That's what it was all about. Erin tells me he's been preparing another young woman with that damned hag Raven's poisoning.
He is poisoning more local women? No, that won't do at all. For I am Griboag, wandering illusionist, refugee, failed scholar. I'm gonna get a guard. No, the guards don't care. Alright, well, I've got my big thug friends. They can deal with it. He is poisoning more local women? No, that won't do at all.
Sleazy little man. Vermin. Oh no, by the gods. Ah! It burns! Ah!
Protect yourself right. Buy armor from...
I don't think you belong here.
I'm on to you, Aaron, you sleazy, sleazy person who is most sleazy.
Oh, a snitch, huh? Riften doesn't need outsiders prying in our business.
Dude, you're like a serial rapist. I'm not going to worry about being a snitch, if only there were someone I could snitch to. Mjol and others are talking, and I have a very large friend with a gigantic sword.
What is this? Mjol playing a treachery? Shocking. Mjol's brought me nothing but trouble.
Someday... Galahad, you are completely stepping on my lines! Dude, move!
Watch yourself around here. Isn't safe.
You must be
I've
one
never
of those
seen Mjol
wizards
this upset
from
about
the
anything.
college in Winterfell.
Oh, a snitch, huh? Riften doesn't need outsiders prying in our business. What is this? Mjol playing... Mjol's brought me nothing but trouble.
Someday Mjol will have your head for what you've done. And I'm also considering letting Galahad chop you up, but then framing him for it and letting the guards butcher him, because I'm an ethically questionable person myself. And by ethically questionable, I mean a person with difficult-to-meet needs, much like you.
Yeah, that's not gonna happen. If you'll pardon the expression, she's far more bark than bite.
Perhaps I will take your head myself and make me all a gift of it. Though, as we have previously established, I am something of a coward and physically incompetent. But perhaps I will get my minions to take your head and make me all a gift of it. Yes, that sounds like a plan.
Are you threatening me? Walk away, fool. It's not worth it.
Your plot to enslave the women of Riften with this love potion is doomed! Doomed, I say!
You may be right, but I'm working on that. One sweet lady at a time.
I don't plan to leave these women to you. Wow. Grebo is a horrible person, but Aaron is actually way worse. Well, I don't know if he's necessarily way worse, but he's definitely somewhat worse, which gives Grebo a chance to pretend he's good. That makes me feel good. Well, it makes Grebo feel good.
What did you just say? All I heard was a sound of jealousy. Mjol, fair as the morning sun. But there's going to be no justice for that poor woman. No one to care what happened to her.
I'll care. And I'll be coming for you. Or again, my minions will, which frankly is far more intimidating.
Is that so? We shall see, villain. We shall see.
I very much like that Aaron sees himself as the good guy, much as Grebo sees himself as the good guy. Alright, I must now find Ingen Blackbriar
Disrespect the law, and you disrespect me.
and discuss this problem with her.
What can I do for you?
There is a special today on everything. You must buy it to get it.
Yushari is added by interesting NPCs. She's a great character. I highly recommend interesting NPCs, but right now we are dealing with Amorous Adventures. So, let's head in to Elgrim's Elixirs.
Something for just about everybody in here. Give a holler if you have any questions.
You here for lessons like Ingen? Or did you wish to buy something?
Sorry. Just thinking about my experiments.
I need an antidote to a love potion. Can you help me?
Easier said than done. Oh.
Ah! Ah! It burns!
Oh, so terrible.
I see you're already up on current events.
Sadly, yes.
I hear the Blackbriar family is behind all this. You want to tell me about it?
I don't want to talk about it. It's unacceptably tragic, and there truly is no justice in the world.
Okay. Can you make a cure for the Hagraven's potion?
I've spent many hours lately grappling with that problem. I'm not sure. I think perhaps I need an ingredient, but I don't know what it is.
I'm going to the Hag's Lair. Perhaps I'll find something you can use.
Are you serious? You're either the bravest person I've ever met, or the biggest fool.
I think fool is pretty well established. Any reason I shouldn't go kill Aaron right now? A great question.
Try and murder him, and we may have a problem forever. We need the hags cured first. More's the pity. Good luck to you.
All
now,
right.
was it 2 parts giant lichen, or 3?
Well, we have our marching orders.
Where did...
We have our marching orders from Ingen Blackbriar. If we wish to save the women of Riften from Aaron, we must go and kill a lot of hag ravens. Obtain the hag's cure, come back, and give it to Ingen to make, and then kill Aaron. It sounds like a plan to me. But if you look...
You put it, woman!
Bottom right corner of the screen.
What?
You'll see that Griboag is hungry and thirsty. I'd say a little trip to the pub. And after a little trip to the pub, Gribo is going to drink some liquid carriage and, with his companions, head off to slay those hag ravens. Guys, thank you so much for tuning in to episode 2 of Oak&IV Skyrim. This is a reshoot of the original episode 2 to try to fix some sound problems with that. Next episode up is episode 3, where we gather our companions together and head off. And in episode 3, you're going to be meeting another character who is going to play a very big role in this series. So that's pretty much it. Again, thank you very much. Please like and subscribe. It does really help. Oh, and share the videos. That helps too. See you next time on Oak&IV Skyrim.
Is it now, dear?
Oh, don't you dear me. I had a bowl of vampire dust on my work table not an hour ago, and after you swept in there, it's gone.
Oh, my. Elgrim, it's on the shelf to the right of the table, as always.
I see. Well, just be careful around my things.
Personally, I think ending on a bickering old couple is just what my audience is looking for. Catch you next time.